All right, y'all, welcome back to Combat Arms channel. Now, today's video, we're doing another gear review, and today we're reviewing the Team Wendy training plates. So these are basically made to replicate the ESAPI ballistic plates that you would get or see in the military. Of course, there's a bunch of different ESAPIs online. If you want to get your own commercial plates, you can get those. But these are made to replicate the ESAPIs that the U.S. military would get issued. So I actually have that right here. So this is my actual ESAPI, and right here is the Team Wendy training plate. So again, we'll talk about the uses for the training plate, the price comparison. Again, this isn't meant to replace this because this is a ballistic plate and this is just a training plate. So when you're thinking about training plates, you can sort of think of it like these training pistols. So again, these are very durable, they're very cheap, and they're made to basically just practice with if you're doing holster drills, if you're just doing maybe martial arts or whatever it is. That's what these training pistols are used for. And this is basically the plate equivalent to these training pistols. So you can see it is made out of a polyurethane. It is extremely durable, much cheaper than an actual pair of ESAPIs, obviously, because these don't have the ballistic capabilities. But that's awesome because if you're doing shooting drills, if you're doing any sort of PT, if you want to take your body armor into the pool and do anything in the water, you can do that as well without getting so concerned about ruining your actual ballistic plates. Because your ballistic plates will run you probably around 300 on the lower end to about upwards to 600, maybe even $1,000 if you're going for some crazy plates, but generally around $500 for a set of plates. And yeah, you can get these training plates. It comes in a set of 2. So you get both of these for about $100 to $115, depending on where you get it. So of course, these are going to be much cheaper and much more durable. So the actual ballistic plates are made of like a ceramic. So basically they can crack very, very easily. And I've actually cracked one of my ESAPI plates previously. And yeah, it's not fun, especially when you're getting issued these plates and then you have to pay for them. So these are definitely awesome. Again, if you're doing any sort of shooting drills, if you want to do any sort of PT, if you're going to be going prone on any sort of rough terrain, these are great because you can see they are made of polyurethane. They do flex a little bit if you are trying to make it, if you are really trying to make it flex, but they're very rigid. They're going to maintain their shape. They're not going to, get like warped or anything in the heat. So they're going to be very, very durable. They're going to last a very long time. Now you can see on the outside edges, it is rounded, which is awesome because it's not going to tear up the inside of your plate carrier. Of course, it's got to say the training only non-ballistic, just so you don't have anyone taking it too far and doing anything crazy with these. Now, you can't really adjust the weight of these. They're supposed to be 5 pounds each, which is to simulate the ESAPI. So we'll get on the scale and see how close they actually are to those 5 pounds. So again, 5 pounds each with both plates, that'll be 10 pounds. And yeah, that's the exact specifications for the ESAPI. Now you can see I have a medium ESAPI right here, and here's a Team Wendy plate. So the Team Wendy plate is just a little bit smaller. So I would say the Team Wendy plate is about the same size as a small ESAPI, but I'm not exactly sure where the weight is supposed to be. I think these are about the same weight as the mediums, and again, we'll check that. But you can't get these in any more sizes. It's literally just this. So if you have like an extra large plate carrier or maybe like an extra small plate carrier, these might not fit. I do have a medium plate carrier. I have my Agilite K5. So I'll show you guys how it actually fits inside my plate carrier. And again, we'll do that weight check just to see if these guys are on par with the actual ESAPIs. Okay, so here we have our scale. I'm just going to get on and see how much I actually weigh. So right now I am 185.8. So now I'm going to be holding the Team Wendy training plate. See how much it is now. So it should be 190.8. All right, so a little bit lighter And then I'll grab my ESAPI. Again, this is a medium. So again, should be 190.8. All right, so yeah, it is a scale. So both of these are weighing in at about 4.8 pounds, which again, it is a scale, so it might just not be reading it as accurately as possible. But that basically means the Team Wendy plate is the exact same weight as the ESAPI, which is awesome, exactly what we want to see. So even though it is a little bit smaller, it's about the same weight as the medium ESAPI. Okay, so now I have my Agilite K5. This is a medium large for the K5. Now my medium plates fit pretty snug, not too snug. So I think this Team Wendy training plate is going to be slightly looser. But again, I'm not too concerned because you can adjust it a fair amount. So yeah, plenty of room. Again, it is a little bit smaller. So let's check the actual fit. So yeah, not quite filling out the top exactly, because you can see the angles were a little bit sharper than the actual ESAPI. So you do have these small indentations, but I mean, for a fit, it's not really going to be too bad. The thing you'd be worrying about is if it's pushing out in any more areas, because if the training plate is pushing out in any areas that the actual ESAPI wouldn't be, then you're going to get chafes or maybe some hot spots, or you're just going to be feeling the plate poking out in areas that it normally wouldn't. But since it's just trimmed down a little bit, I think that's even a little bit better. You will have a little bit more room to shoulder your weapon. However, again, if you are training for that realism, you might not want to do that, or you might just want to keep that in mind, that with the training plates, you do have a little bit more room on the corners, because I'll show you guys right here. So here we have the SAPIs again. So again, this is a medium ESAPI, and this is the training plate. So the training plate does weigh the same as the medium. However, it's a little bit smaller. So you're gonna have a little bit more room on the side. So you will be able to shoulder your weapon a little bit better with the training plate. And then when you actually go and use your normal ESAPI, you're not going to have as much room. So it's something to keep in mind, I guess. Again, you are trying to train for it to be exactly the same. Not all of y'all will have the medium ESAPIs. A lot of y'all will run the smalls, but just keep that in mind. If you have anything that's a medium or larger ESAPI, it's not going to feel the exact same when you're using your training plates with a rifle. All right, so yeah, I can tell it feels pretty much spot on with the weight, but I do feel like I have a little bit more maneuverability, again, just because the plates aren't extending as wide or as high as they normally would. So it's still resting about the same place, which is good because it's still giving me that back support. However, I do feel like, of course, there's not as much pressure on the outsides and on the top, but that's totally fine. Again, you can sort of adjust that depending on how you adjust your plate carrier. So you can have the training plates ride all the way to the top like it is right now, or just have it sit down a little bit lower. Again, totally a preference sort of thing. Now, if someone's totally fine with buying $300 ballistic plates, they might not want to spend $100 on training plates, and that's totally fine. It is a preference. However, for me, it's sort of a cry now, so I don't have to cry later sort of thing. I'd rather spend $100 on training plates than, you know, dish out $500 because I was a little bit too rough with my ballistic plates and I cracked them. So just something to keep in mind. Again, it is a preference, but for me, I mean, I know the value of these training pistols, and for me, the training plate is pretty much the exact same thing. I have the exact same mindset. I can be extremely rough with these training plates. I can do everything that I would with a ballistic plate, except obviously I don't have the protection, but it mirrors it exactly. Dimensions are going to be slightly off, but for me, it's an obvious buy. So again, it sort of just depends on how you train. If you don't really do much training, where you're not going to be going prone a lot, if you're not going to be banging this into a lot of stuff, if you're not going to be submerging your ballistic plates or doing any sort of training in the pool or anything, because again, you don't want to expose your actual ballistic plates to any harsh chemicals like chlorine. You don't want to get too much dirt on them. You don't want to be hitting them too hard. So if you're not really going to be doing that in your training, then you probably don't need the training plates. So now there are a few options for training plates out there, but they're not really as good as the Team Wendy as far as durability or quality control. or the exact specifications as far as the weight. So for me, it's sort of a no-brainer. I want it to mirror the exact same weight. It feels very much the same as I'm wearing it. It has a little bit of give. So with the actual ESAPIs, they have a little bit of a coating over the ceramic, so it's got a little bit of give. And these plates sort of feel the same as far as like just breathing and feeling the plates, giving me that resistance. They're rigid, but they're not too rigid because, again, they need to maintain that durability and that flexibility. So I think the overall balance between the rigidity and the flexibility are awesome with the Team Wendy. They're going to last a very long time. And yeah, for me, it's a solid buy because I can be as rough as I want, and I'm not going to be concerned about ruining these plates. So again, it is totally dependent on the buyer. If you guys want to dish out $100 because you don't want to mess up your actual nice ballistic plates, then yeah, I would definitely consider the Team Wendy plates. But if you're not really going to be doing anything crazy, then you might not need to buy them. Or you can go for a cheaper alternative if you're just trying to have something to put into your body armor to make it look like you have plates in, basically. Because some people will like to play airsoft, and they'll want something that's not as heavy, but they want it to basically give their plate carrier some shape. Because you can tell when someone is wearing a plate carrier and there aren't actual plates in it. So it's all dependent on what you want to use them for. But if you want to be rough, if you want to do a bunch of stuff with your plates, then I would go with the Team Wendy. But that's about it for this video, guys. If there are any other questions you have about the Team Wendy plates, feel free to drop that in the comments section. I know there aren't many videos on YouTube about the Team Wendy plates, so hopefully this helped if you are sort of on the fence as far as buying the training plates. But yeah, awesome training tool. Again, it's very much akin to the training pistols, training knives, and all that stuff. It's basically so you can be rough with your gear and not have to be worrying about messing up your more expensive stuff. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, drop any of those questions down in the comment section. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. That is it for this one. So I will see y'all in the next one.